Hey guys, my name is Noria and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm just going to give you 5 simple things you can do to basically stay sane during this quarantine, especially if you are an extrovert. I'm pretty sure my fellow introverts and I are just thriving right now. Yesterday was the first time I left my house in 6 days, and honestly, I could have probably gone longer, but we just needed to get some supplies so we can eat. But I'm just going to give you guys kind of the 5 things that I've been doing to not make the days seem as long. So as much as I love being indoors, if it does drag and it does seem like nothing's happening, it can get a little stir crazy, but these are just what I do. You can incorporate them however you like, and yeah, let's get started. Number 1 is to create a schedule, or at least stick to a schedule. If you are working from home, this might be a little bit easier because you do have a time frame which you work. That also being said, be strict on those time frames if you do work. So some places may take advantage of the fact that, like, oh, you're home, you can work around the clock. No, set your hours and know that this is your work time. Everything else is for you. Now, if you're like me and you're kind of jobless right now, you definitely might get in that position where you just kind of float and you're like, oh, I'll just do stuff as it comes up. What really comes up? I mean, you kind of have to create something. So for the first 4 days, I didn't really have a schedule, which were okay because that was like my vacation time, but I noticed real quickly that the days seemed much longer. The day was dragging. I didn't feel like I was getting anything done. So I decided I needed a schedule. So I wake up roughly at a certain time, no alarm, so bless life there. But I've been waking up around the same time every day. I started doing fasted cardio. I'll do a time period of where I'll learn some things. I'll work out with my sister, and then I'll do some more work, and then my day, I can like do whatever I want for the rest of it. Having that schedule gives you structure, and it doesn't make the day seem as long. So that would be tip number 1. Number 2, when you have the free time, duh, you do, declutter. It doesn't have to be a mass decluttering. It could be that drawer you want to do, the closet, maybe a certain room, or maybe you do want to go all out and spring clean. Just throw out what you don't need. Go through recycling. You can have a donate pile, you can have a sell pile, especially if you're like me, jobless. You're probably selling stuff on eBay, so, or wherever else you're selling at. So you have that option there to, 1, clean up your space, make your space feel more, you know, just in sync with you, especially since you're home. Having a clutter-free space does help with your mental health. So go through that. It could be a deep clean, a room, it's up to you. Number 3 is to move your body. So yes, we have the time to binge watch and just lay out and veggie out, or maybe we're sitting at a desk all day doing work. Make sure you do get some exercise in, especially we're home, we're stir crazy, the kitchen's right there. You want to counteract that. So whether it just be a simple jog around your house, if you're still, like, I don't think we're that locked down yet, where we're still able to go out, walk our dogs. There's a bunch of online resources. A lot of your gyms are doing online classes now, and then YouTube is free. If you're on Instagram, a lot of places are doing live things on there. So you have the resources to do something, whether it's a HIIT, a yoga, something. Just few minutes every day, 15 to 20 minutes, just move something. You'll feel better, you'll release those endorphins. It's just good feelings, good feelings. My next tip is to take the time to learn something and or find another stream of income. So I, for the longest time, have been wanting to build my skills as a coach, as a YouTuber, trying to, you know, up my thumbnail game, up my editing game. I just haven't had the time to sit down and learn anything. I have no excuse now. So I've been taking advantage of that. I have several books I'm reading. I just signed up for a Skillshare, so I'm learning, you know, more camera things, more editing things, and just doing what I can so as time goes on, I can utilize those skills to better my profession. So whatever you've been wanting to learn or study, or something that's just caught your interest, do it. Find that resource, go online, read a book, something. Again, like, find another stream of income. So for me, that is creating more YouTube videos. That is, again, learning more skills so I can kind of transition my profession online. And yeah, so there's things out there you can do, especially if you don't feel comfortable applying to, you know, the essential jobs that are out right now. If I was living by myself, I probably would, but because I have two other people here that can essentially be affected a lot quicker than me, so I kind of don't want to use that option just yet. So I'm trying to find online options that work instead. And my final tip to staying sane during this quarantine is to be okay with just doing nothing in moderation. So like I said before, there was like 4 days where I really didn't have a schedule. I legitly played video games for 2 days straight, and I think I binge watched the third day. Sometimes you just need that. This pandemic kind of came at a time where it kind of made the world stand still a little bit. So if you are at home, and say for me, this actually was my first break in like 3 years. I took advantage of that. I did nothing. I didn't feel the pressure of having to do anything for work. I wasn't rushing from location to location. I actually had time to breathe and just be present with myself without having to think, oh, what do I have to do next? What do I have to do next? So if you have that opportunity right now, take a day, take a few hours, and just do what you like doing. For me, that was playing video games. That's, you know, catching up on an anime I haven't seen in a while. It's whatever you want it to be. Maybe it's you spending hours on your guitar, or learning some new music or something. Allow yourself to have that time to do what you want to do. Just try not to get stuck there, because I did notice by day 3, my mental health was starting to go down. So I did notice that I was getting sluggish. I was starting to get more negative thoughts in my head just because I was not really moving, or I was kind of in one spot for hours on end, and I was not really doing anything productive. So it's a double-edged sword, but having a few moments here and there does not harm you. I actually kind of incorporated it almost every night now, to where I will wake up and learn, work, exercise, whatever during a certain time frame, and then I end on me just enjoying my time up until I have to go to sleep. And we're just in that cycle right now. So yeah, those are my tips to kind of stay mentally sane during this quarantine. And yeah, so stay safe, guys. I know a lot of areas now are starting to do the shelter in place, the stay at home. Please, if you don't have to go out, stay home, not just to protect yourself, but to protect those who are more susceptible to it. And if you're following the news, you're noticing now that more and more types of people are being affected. So if we can slow it down, please just do your part. And for those essential workers out there, our truck drivers, our doctors, our nurses, our grocery retailers, all of them, thank you guys so much for continuing to put your health at the risk to keep basically our country running. Greatly appreciate you. And yeah, I'm stuck at home just like majority of y'all, so best believe more videos are coming out. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.